Hello all. Today I want to talk about bone density, osteoporosis, and this affects many people, especially women, especially after menopause. They get those weaker bones. And of course there's different medications you can take, injections, but is that the best course to take? And that's what I would like to talk about today, and maybe offer you some alternatives and just explain what they really do check in the medical world with the bone density test. So the traditional or typical bone density test only tests the outside of your bone and not the structure. And just think about this: when you build a house, you have to have a strong foundation, right? The outside of your home could be beautiful, but if the structure isn't solid and firm, what's going to happen to that house, right? I wouldn't want to live there. Okay, same with your bone density. You really want to be testing the structure of the bone, the internal part that's holding them together. Okay, and so in the medical world, they don't test this. They test more the outside of the bone, and then they give you these IVs or medications that are supposed to strengthen your bones, but they take from your jawbone, which can definitely cause a lot of issues. Now, the different ones out there, we have Prolia, which is pretty popular. It's an injection once every 6 months, but it does take bone from your jawbone, and there are side effects where you could have jawbone problems like jaw necrosis, or even loose teeth, or chronic UTIs like bladder infections. For some, it causes this as well, swelling in the arms or legs, or hair loss. Those don't sound like very good side effects to me. And does it really create strong bone? That's what's key. We want that strong bone. There's also Fosamax and Boniva. Fosamax, you can have, I believe that's just oral. Boniva can be an oral medication, or also an injection is available. But once again, they take from your jawbone. That's not a very natural way to do it, okay? We want to strengthen the own bone that you already have and not take it from somewhere else. There's also something called Tymlos, which is fairly new, and this helps stimulate new bone growth, but also has the side effect. Earlier, you want to test the structure of your bones. So there's something out there now called REMS bone scan by Echolight, and that's where they actually do test the structure. And there's a place in town where I live called the Wellness Lab that does this testing. It's fairly new, but it's becoming more popular, and I believe it should be the actual medical testing that they do, because I would much rather have the structure of my bone tested than just the outside of the bone, or the outside of the house, right? That looks pretty. And so you want to look into REMS Echolight Bone Scan, ECHOLIGHT for your area, and that's the more adequate testing that you would get. Now, if you do have osteopenia or osteoporosis, osteopenia is right before osteoporosis, so where the bones are weakening, but you're not in full osteoporosis yet. Well, I do have holistic protocols that I think work much better. I even have my own mom on these protocols. She was even getting fractures, tiny fractures in her back, because her osteoporosis was so severe. And so these are the protocols I suggest that you try instead, that don't harm you, but actually help get your bones stronger without taking from anywhere else in your body. So you want an 80K blend, about 10,000 IU of vitamin D. A helps you assimilate vitamin D. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium, and then vitamin K2 puts that calcium into your bones where it should go. And most people are very low in vitamin D and K2 as well, or they're just taking a lot of vitamin D without the K2. Very bad mistake, always with K2. You can also eat Gouda cheese, egg yolks runny, fermented vegetables. They also have some vitamin K in them. Then you also need the other cofactors. Magnesium helps D3 work much better, and also the calcium. So you want magnesium glycinate, at least 400 milligrams daily. Some people need up to 800 milligrams depending on the severity, or if you're having leg cramps, restless leg, or severe osteoporosis, I would do the higher amount. I also use a mineral blend, which comes from the soil, called Call Forte. This was created by Dr. Kerry Reams, and his company was Daily Manufacturing Company. You can order it on Amazon as well. So it has minerals from the soil, but it also has the phosphate of calcium for your bones because that's what they are made from. And so that calcium gets right into the bones and it's not hindered by anything. So anywhere water goes, these minerals will go, and you take it with food, and they're 3 capsules 2 times daily to help remineralize the bones and that structure. And sometimes I will also use his blend of calcium gluconate. It's a very gentle form of calcium that helps build reserves, and you don't store it in your joints or arteries. Like some calcium, they're just rocks, and they're awful and very synthetic. So, and collagen. Collagen is another really important one for remineralization of the bones, used along with ADK, magnesium, mincol, and calcium gluconate. Protocols have been working very well for many of my health clients, getting great results and even improvements. And even my own mom has no longer gotten any tiny fractures in her back, and she's been doing the protocols for a couple of years now. So I'm very happy with the results, and there's no harmful side effects, and you actually build your own bone back stronger. And don't forget weight-bearing exercises as well, because that puts stress on the muscle and the bones, forcing them to create stronger muscle and stronger bone. Like jump roping, even jumping up and down for 10 minutes, a rebounder, a mini trampoline, jogging, strength training, whatever you can do to create those weight-bearing exercises are also very important. The wellness lab here in town has actual machines that you can use to help build stronger bones as well, and you only go once a week.